Long before crowds followed Jesus, and long before he performed miracles, a beautiful mystery unfolded far from Bethlehem. In a distant land east of Israel lived scholars and astrologers, men known in history as the wise men or the Magi. They studied the stars, understood ancient writings, and were respected across kingdoms. Yet one night, something appeared in the sky unlike anything they had ever documented. A star, bright, unusual, and purposeful, shone like a heavenly announcement. The wise men believed it signified the birth of a great king. Ancient prophecies from distant lands had whispered that a ruler would arise in Judah. So the wise men prepared for a journey. They gathered servants, supplies, and gifts, and among those gifts were three symbolic treasures: gold, frankincense, and myrrh, fit for royalty, divinity, and sacrifice. Leaving home meant uncertainty, discomfort, and long days under the desert sun. But they moved forward because when God places a sign before you, obedience is the response of a wise heart. Their journey took weeks, possibly months. They had to cross mountains, plains, and regions where languages differed. Their arrival in Judea caused whispers and curiosity. They entered Jerusalem asking, "Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." Their question unsettled King Herod, a king born, a new ruler, someone with authority beyond Rome's control. Herod secretly feared competition but pretended interest. He summoned religious leaders and asked where the Messiah was predicted to be born. They answered from prophecy, Bethlehem. Herod sent the wise men there, saying, "When you find him, report back, so I too may worship." But beneath his polite words hid an agenda of destruction. The star appeared again, this time guiding them directly. They rejoiced. The scriptures described them as exceedingly glad, because the sign did not fade. It continued to guide. At last, the star rested over a small house, not a castle, not a palace, not the decorated nursery of a prince, just a simple home. Yet wisdom knows that God's greatness is not wrapped in earthly luxury. They entered, and there he was, Jesus, still a child, held or near his mother Mary. No royal guards, no elegant robes, no throne, but his presence was enough. The moment they saw him, they fell to their knees. Wise men, teachers, advisors, cultural influencers bowing before a child. They worshipped him not out of curiosity but conviction. They knew the star was not exaggerating. They knew they stood before the promised one. Then they presented their treasures, gold, an offering given only to kings, declaring his identity as rightful ruler. Frankincense, a fragrant incense burned before God, acknowledging his divinity. Myrrh, a burial spice, strangely hinting toward his suffering and sacrifice. How remarkable that long before Jesus was known, his destiny was declared through gifts. Their worship was costly. They honored a child no one else recognized, yet they gave without seeing miracles. They adored before hearing sermons. They bowed before his fame reached the earth. That is faith. Later that night, God warned the wise men in a dream not to return to Herod. They obeyed, choosing God's voice over political convenience, and went back to their homeland through a different route. Their obedience protected the Messiah. Their story shows us something profound. Those who truly seek Jesus always find him. Not everyone saw the star. Not everyone noticed its meaning, but the ones who searched with sincerity found their way to him. Their journey teaches several lessons for today. One, God gives signs, but it takes courage to pursue them. The wise men saw what others ignored. Faith is often responding to what others overlook. Two, divine direction often looks different from our expectations. Instead of a palace, God led them to a humble home. God's greatness often begins in simplicity. Three, worship must be intentional. They didn't come to observe, they came to honor. Four, true worship includes giving. They didn't bow with empty hands, they offered their best. Those who seek God's instruction receive protection. Their dreams save Jesus and preserve prophecy. Their journey reminds us that in every generation, God reveals himself but not always in spectacular displays. Sometimes his star is a quiet conviction, a gentle pull, a moment of clarity. Sometimes the place he leads us to is not glamorous, but it has his presence. The wise men bowed before Jesus before anyone acknowledged him. They worshiped before the world saw his power. They believed while everything still looked ordinary. And that remains the highest form of wisdom, seeing God where others see nothing, and bowing before him, because faith knows what the eyes cannot fully grasp.